coming up to the lights, and I had the green light, and a car just completely took me out. Mine was mostly, I was lucky, I was just mostly muscular pain. For the first probably couple months, I could hardly move, yeah. People were telling me, call a lawyer, see what happens. And I did, because I didn't know anything about being in an accident, who you call, what you do. It was all new for me then. But I knew Siskinds had a great reputation. So we called Siskinds, and that's when they hooked us up with Anna.
She was really worried about her ability to go back to work, and the fact that her treatment providers were providing recommendations that her insurance company was not willing to approve. Barb is a really hardworking individual. She cares for her family greatly, and she was very committed to being the mom that she had been before the accident. So really it was a matter of making sure that she was able to optimize her treatment and improve as much as possible to be able to return to being the mom she wanted to be.
It's so overwhelming, yeah. It's so overwhelming. You don't know where to turn. It really helps to have a lawyer in your corner. I'm doing good. I still, obviously, weather affects like my neck and my shoulders and that some days, but much, much better. I actually remember Johnny's accident more than my own now that we're going back to all this, because I don't really remember all the things that happened with mine. I feel like Johnny's is blending right in there.
Yeah, I was in high school before the accident. I was just living a normal life, hanging out with my friends, going out after school, doing what I want. And yeah, that all changed pretty quickly. I remember I was going to the store. I was hanging out at my friend's house that day, and I guess I went to cross the road and didn't make it. Honestly, that's the most I've got of it.
That day was, my life changed completely. Yeah, big time. I got off work that day. I went and picked up my mom because she needed some groceries, and we just got to Walmart to the parking lot, literally shut the car off, and my phone rang. And it was the police saying, like, is this your son? I think your son's been in an accident. You're gonna wanna get to the hospital. This happened about 6 o'clock, and we didn't even get to see him until 12 or later. Yeah, we sat for 6 hours while they were still trying to stabilize him and stuff. It was horrible.
I know I was in a coma. They induced me for a day or two, just so I wasn't moving around and making the injuries worse. I had a few fractures to my skull, so that actually took the hearing away in my left ear. That's been one of the biggest things to get used to, because that took away my balance. I have no location where noise comes from anymore. Other than that, I have muscle injuries pretty well head to toe, and none of those have quite recovered.
He was in intensive care, and the support workers there at the hospital had taken us aside and said, you should contact a lawyer, because we still didn't know if he was still going to make it at that point. So again, I had the only lawyer I'd ever had any experience with was Siskinds and Anna, and we called her, and she actually came right up to the hospital. She saw Johnny in intensive care, and yeah, it went on from there.
I first heard about Johnny because his mom, Barb, had actually contacted me and indicated that her son had been involved in what sounded to me like a pretty serious bicycle versus vehicle collision. Barb was worried about him. He was in the hospital, and she called me for advice just to run through some of the paperwork that needed to be filed and some of the decisions that were being made to see how we can help him best. When Johnny was first injured, he was under the age of 18. So in a situation like that, you're not seen as being old enough by the courts to be able to make decisions in a lawsuit or to provide instructions to a lawyer. So in that circumstance, I actually met with both of his parents, Barb and Patrick, to discuss what a lawsuit would look like, what paperwork needed to be completed, and this was still while he was in the hospital.
It was like just a sense of security that we'd get the help that we needed, at least.
There were some interesting questions in his matter with respect to how the collision had actually happened, because unfortunately Johnny didn't remember how it actually happened. So we needed to wait for some of the police records and other information to come in to help establish how the collision took place.
Anna was very good to deal with, very friendly, very good at explaining everything, making sure I knew what was going on and what I was in for. So Anna was definitely very helpful with the whole situation. I wasn't an easy person to deal with at the time. Absolutely, I can recognize that. So I appreciate how well Anna did with helping me through everything.
He would listen to Anna better than me, you know, if she said like, you need to try this and stuff like that. I found he would listen a lot better to Anna.
So it was a number of years before we were able to figure out what Johnny's future prognosis was going to be, partly because he was still young when the collision actually took place. And when somebody's younger and they are not yet established in their career or their field, it can take a little bit of extra time to go through those normal transitions, to graduate from high school, to get the first job, to potentially go to college or not. A little bit more support might be required, which means that you'll want to keep the funding options in a lawsuit present for a little bit longer until the person is sort of set up and capable of predicting what their future is going to look like.
Anna had a very good humor in the whole situation. She has a very good outlook on everything, and that made a big difference for me for sure, being able to kind of try and laugh at the situation rather than just being miserable about it. So I think Anna's outlook helped me a lot.
Johnny's matter was ready for a resolution when he had established himself in a full-time job with some accommodations, but he was able to do it. He had a good schedule from his treatment providers in terms of what was needed to keep him at this job, and we felt like we had enough information to accurately forecast what his future needs are going to be.
He's come a long ways, a long ways. He's still, body-wise, he has his pain and stuff. He'll probably never not have it, but yeah, we've come a long way. First thing I would do was, I have directed people, like, call. If I know they've been in an accident, it's not their fault, like, call. It'll definitely make your life a lot easier. And call and get somebody like Anna. She kind of became like family. Yeah, for sure.
I often get phone calls of people apologizing for reaching out. And I always try to reassure them that I'm glad that they reached out. Calling us sooner rather than later, that's why we're here. We're here to help. And I'm always happy to just let people know what to expect. And if they don't need me, that is an excellent outcome for them.
I would recommend, if anyone got into any sort of an accident, especially at a younger age, that they get in contact with a lawyer. And I would recommend Siskinds, and Anna specifically for sure. Just because you have no idea what it's really going to do long term. Like, this is about 8 years after the fact for me, and I still have pretty well constant and even new coming pain. So I would definitely recommend that anybody get in contact with a lawyer or help in general. Now that everything's done with the case, I just try and keep my head up, keep moving forward, trying to go through schooling at work actually to get a job that's a lot easier on my body. So that's been a big help. But really just focusing and trying to help myself at this point.